Okay, well, this is my sort of video talking about the visit my wife had from the Department of Homeland Security back in, God, it was probably like April of this year. Um, well, here's what happened. This is as best I can say it. So my wife, um, I was going to Golden Corral, which is like a buffet, in case you guys aren't aware, with my wife and kids, and my wife Tiffany said, "Hey, guess what? Guess what happened today?" And I said, "What?" She said, "Well, I got a visit from the Department of Homeland Security, and they said that they wanted to come in, so she let them in. They said they wanted to check the computers, right? And she lives at well, right now we're technically separated. I mean, I live at my uncle's, and she lives at her mother's house." And they said that they wanted to check out the computers on at her house. And they said it was, well, don't worry, there's nothing about piracy or any of that stuff. Like, so she let him in, like like a dumbass would. Not that I'm calling her a dumbass, but you know how, that's kind of how it goes. So she let him in. Uh, they checked out the computers. She said that they opened up the computer, the laptop that we have, and the desktop, and so that they checked some stuff out, and uh, and yeah, they checked stuff out, and they plugged in a USB drive into them, and then they were done supposedly. Then they said it was something that happened 2 or 3 years ago, uh, which doesn't make sense because at that time I didn't live at that house. I never have lived at that house. I've never even really, as far as I know, ever used a computer at that house. So anyway, they came in. They talked about they checked out the computers. They said, "Okay, looks good," and that was it. But they were there for 6 hours. They interviewed her about. They said they knew about me, right? And they talked to her, and then they left. What she didn't tell me until a few months later is that they were there for 6 hours. Apparently, they have to get clearance to leave, as well as to come to the house. Um, they told her to tell me not to delete anything that I have on my computers because they can find out a way to to get they can find out a way to get whatever information they want off my computers. So I don't really know what they were there for. If anything, if they were right in where they were going, um, this happened years ago, and it's nothing that I would have done because with the IP address that my mother-in-law has, it wouldn't have been anything that I would have done. Particularly because they said that it was something that happened years and years, or like 2 3 years ago. So nothing that I would have done. Uh, if anything, it would have been something that either her mother or her son would have done. My brother-in-law. Um, so this is sort of where I'm going with this. Uh, so they said not to delete anything because they can find out if even if it's been deleted. I know all about cache and stuff like that. So they could like if I choose to clear my cache, then whatever. But I'm not going to clear my cache because what's like what do I really have to hide? Um, uh, but she told me like as we were going to this restaurant, she's like, well, they came and they said that they knew about me, and then she told me to watch what I put on the internet. And this happened like 6 months ago, so I'm not terribly concerned, but I still think that if something comes down and we have and should I get arrested, I'm not sure what I'd get arrested for, but considering that they said that they're not concerned about copyright violations, I mean, I make no bones about the fact that I use torrents. I mean, I download, like shit, off of torrents. So I'm not terribly concerned about that. If it's like movies or music, and I end up really liking the movie, yes, or the music, yeah, I'll buy the album or I'll buy the movie. I have an example of a movie that I bought recently, which is 12 Monkeys, which I've watched, I've downloaded through torrent, and I decided to buy the movie just because I really, really liked it. So again, I'm not terribly concerned because it's like I see torrents as a way of sharing information, and it's a way to really get a feel for a new artist, and if I like it, then I'll buy it. So I like the idea of supporting a company that makes good movies or an artist that makes good music. Granted, I know that musicians don't typically make a whole lot of money off of the music that they make, but whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this experience. It kind of spooked me out. I had basically a mental breakdown right after, or not right after it happened, but like once I got to thinking about it, I had a I had a pretty scary moment. But whatever. I'm not terribly concerned about it nowadays. But should something happen to me, I just want to kind of get it out there that this is the experience that I had prior to my arrest. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. I got a guy that friend requested me on Facebook, and he wanted to know more information about what happened to me. And this is kind of my statement of what happened. It wasn't until a few months later that she actually told me it took 6 hours for them to finish the interview, or to finish I guess you could call it like an interrogation, a friendly interrogation about me. But whatever it was that they were there for, according to their words, was stuff that I really never had anything to do with, because I never lived there. I didn't use the computers while I was there, and so, again, whatever. But they did say that they knew me, they knew about me, so I just wanted to kind of give this update about what happened and my recollection. My wife really won't talk about it with me in terrible detail because I guess she might be scared or something. So I really can't extract the information from her about what they talked about. But she just said they talked about stuff, whatever that means. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you an update. I know this is not the most formal of videos that I've made, but whatever. I don't care. The only real way to be free in this world is to act as if the state doesn't exist, or to act as if you are truly free. And so, I don't care. I don't think the government exists. So why should I be scared about the government coming in and looking at my shit? Because, again, I don't believe it exists. So, on another note, I will be my basic plans are as follows. I plan on going to law school in the near future. When I do, I will probably go to the University of Utah because I live in like the Salt Lake City area, and the University of Utah has a decent law school. Um, so I've got to first finish up my bachelor's degree, then I got to take the LSAT, and then go into law school. I'm thinking I'll probably go into some kind of political law practice to assist fellow anarchists or anonymous. I mean, it'll take me like at least 5-6 years to get that done. So we'll see if that works. But you know, if it does, then it does, and I'd be excited to work to help my fellow anarchists traverse the terrible, terrible things that are coming their way. I frankly don't think it'll take 7 years. I don't, you know, like they say it takes for college. I think that things are going to change long before that 7 years, but whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an update. This is kind of my statement about what happened with the Department of Homeland Security. I think they're concerned about us anarchists. They're scared that we're actually you know, the more this message gets out there, the more powerful it becomes, and it's kind of like libertarianism, I guess you could say. Like they've been trying to shut up libertarians from the debates for forever. You know, it's just it's kind of scary, like the way that I see things going. But we'll see how things go. Have a good one, and I guess I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks. Bye.